Are you ready?
A Shot of Wrestling, episode 357. And away we go.
Break your damn shot, boy. Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot. Oh, so take a shot. Oh, yeah. I'm a street breaker. I'm a heartbreaker. This is my dawn. I'm Ramon Razor. Rick Flair, Nature Boy, about to seek and destroy. It's an SOW. Let me hear you make noise. Take a shot, boy. Is that the message you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of A Shot of Wrestling. I'm your host at Michael J. Putty, joined, as always, Mr. Marcus Davenport Schwann. Marcus, what's going on, buddy? It's been a while, but we got things rolling. We're good to go.
I know, dude. It was. I don't. Are we on? Are we? I don't even know if we're on.
I think we are. I don't know at this point. It's been an hour and a half, almost an hour, so we're good.
Literally an hour. It's insane. But here we are, by hook or by crook. Is that the phrase?
First show coming from Long Island.
I know.
Your new digs.
I know. As you see, I know.
Officially a
new
flid.
digs for the summer. Yeah. I mean, I was born a flid.
Yeah, born now going back to your homeland. How you feeling? Back to your roots? Ready to do some Jaeger bombs? Get a fresh haircut? Go back to the bar? You ready to do this?
I do need
Jaeger
a fresh
bombs.
haircut. I do need a
Jaeger
fresh
bombs. Jaeger bombs. What an old school reference. If you get that, please hit me up.
I just rewatched that video.
Did you?
Recently, actually. I did. Still holds up.
I
bet
it does.
Did you know they made a part 2 to that?
Hearing you say that sounds familiar, but I don't recall seeing it.
Not as good as the first one, but still pretty funny.
How's it feel? You've adjusted yet? You comfortable? You set in?
No. I mean, like, I'm as best as I could right now, but like, ooh, man, we need to close on a house soon.
How's it living with your in-laws? Now, those of you who don't know, you're living with your in-laws. How's that been? You have a good relationship with them, so everything should be good.
I do have a good relationship with them. Very grateful, by the way. I don't want to seem like I'm not grateful for this. I don't know. For those that don't know, we had to get rid of our other place. It just was not working out, not a good situation, not mentally healthy. So we had to leave.
Or fiscally with those ghosts.
Right. And also, I mean, we're looking for a house, more space for my daughter, a bigger yard for my dog. But the housing market absolutely sucks right now. So we decided, hey, let's spend a summer here on Long Island, save some money, and try to look for a place. And we'll see. Hopefully.
So for those of you listening, let's have some fun. Because we mentioned it a couple times on the show, doing it at your place where you previously were living. We heard some noise in the background, some random voices, some random noises that weren't us. I've been doing podcasts long before Mark came around. I never heard of this before, so we established it to your place. So just as you said I said no more ghosts, I heard a noise in the background.
No, you did not. Just now?
Yes. So, and those of you who do know, let's pull back the curtain even more. We're now doing the show Thursday nights. And we're going to try to make this show post Friday as live to tape as possible for not only our schedules, but the schedules these companies are inhabiting upon us, these PLEs every 3 fucking weeks. So I won't be editing as much. So if you hear any random noise or a random voice in the background, I'm not listening. Please send it our way, because I won't be editing them out anymore, just in case.
I mean, I do have plenty of roommates here. It could be that.
No,
I don't believe this house.
I heard a noise. I didn't hear a voice. I heard just a random noise. It could have been like a chair or somebody saying. I'm just saying, for going forward, I'm not editing anything out. So if you hear a random voice or a random noise, please let us know and timestamp it. So because it's intriguing. If somebody followed you to Long Island to do some Jaeger bombs.
Oh, God, I hope not.
Now, as a father, where you were, that's where your daughter took her first steps. She got her first presents from her favorite uncle, who she'd never seen again. Does she comprehend what's going on? Does she realize, this is not where I grew up? Does she understand what's going on, or does she just like, oh, la la la, I'm grandparents' house?
No, I think she's processing what's going on here. So my mom's been sick the last few weeks. She was supposed to help care for my daughter while my wife has to commute back to Westchester while I do my thing during the day. Not the case. Obviously, my mom can't do it, so I actually hired my niece to babysit a few days during the week. Yeah, no, it's great. So I think at that moment was her first time seeing her grandparents go to work.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. And then, like, my niece comes, there's like a handoff here. I think in that moment, I feel like she realized something is different.
Okay. Makes sense.
Like, I see, like, the wheels turning, and yeah. Yeah.
How's your mom doing? You mentioned it last week. You just mentioned it again.
Well, she has pneumonia now on top of all this. I know. I spoke to her today. She's just done, dude. Like, I can't blame her. Like, she's just like,
she can't be done. Gotta keep fighting. Gotta keep fighting. My father gave up.
I know that. That's what I told her. Hey, she sounds fine, by the way.
Okay.
She does sound better. But I can't blame her. She's just fed up with it all. But hey, hopefully with this medication by next week, she'll kip up and be back on her feet.
Still in the
hospital? That's what I hope. No.
So one more thing. You mentioned your daughter all the time, who I love. You're my goddaughter. I gotta love her. I'm the first person to give her presents ever. Your mother, raised an established, well-rounded son. No disrespect to either one of them. How's your dog doing in this? You never mentioned your dog. She's an older dog. Transition isn't the best thing for these people. Kind of old dog. How's she doing? How's she handling everything?
Not great because my in-laws have a puppy.
Enough said.
Yeah, enough said. But I feel like my dog just looked at me before when I came downstairs to the basement to do this podcast. I feel like she's looking at me like, "Can we leave, please?"
You can bring her down with you next time. Be a third host.
Oh man, that's the last thing we need.
Anyway, on that note, Marcus, what was trending this week? If we have to ask.
All right, buddy. So let's start with the news here. It must be a slow news week because this was all the rave on Twitter, I noticed. Wrestling news at Wrestling News Co. Roman Reigns is no longer following Solo Sikoa on Instagram. Uh-oh. Buddy, what do you think? Is this something or is it nothing?
It's probably something. Depends on if they bring it up. I don't know why they would even bring it up on commentary, but if it is brought up, it is definitely something. We all know where this is leading to. Paul Heyman has not spoken to Roman Reigns since WrestleMania, nor has Solo Sikoa. We all know that. This is where that's going to. He's hijacking the bloodline. So now Roman Reigns, but if Roman Reigns knows this and sees this and follows him, because he's pissed, it should be the crux now to reach out to Paul Heyman or reach out to somebody to start this storyline going down that route. If it's not mentioned at all, then I don't understand why. But if it's mentioned, then it's leading to something juicy.
Right. You know what I immediately thought of when I saw this news going on?
Selena Gomez unfollowing Justin Bieber?
No, not even.
Surprising.
Although that's a good one. No, because I'm a big NFL nut, right? And I feel like every offseason you see this happen where a big star player unfollows their team, right? Especially during contract negotiations and whatnot, or when there's rumors of a trade or something. And it's always made into this big storyline during the summer, going into the season, or even if it happens during the season. What's going to happen? And then I feel like 9 times out of 10, it actually does lead to something where that player winds up being traded.
Okay.
I find it interesting. I bring this up only because is WWE kind of following an NFL drama? Or are they trying to bring that into WWE? Because the Bloodline is like a team. The Bloodline is a faction. So Roman Reigns is a star. If he unfollows Solo, who's trying to take over. That makes for an intriguing storyline for whenever Roman Reigns comes back.
Also, it doesn't make any sense because he's not trying to take over. He is taking over in his absence. So, and even he said it, Roman put me in charge. Well, if he's unfollowing you, he clearly did not put you in charge.
Right.
Again, this is leading to what maybe SummerSlam people are maybe speculating.
Or he's going against orders, or he's going against like the plan. Roman could have very well put Solo in charge, but this is not the game plan they talked about.
He didn't put Solo in charge. He did not put Solo in charge. And the way that Tamatonga's, Tongaloa's, whatever the names are, by order of the tribal chief, they're not mentioning Roman Reigns. They mean Solo Sikoa.
Mm-hmm.
So this is definitely where this is going. Why would he even follow him now, not lead to anything? It's curious, but it's definitely going to be brought up if it goes any further.
Well, I mean, if anything, I think they're gearing up for Roman Reigns' comeback, right? I mean, SummerSlam is only a couple months away. This gives us something to talk about. It gives for a nice little build. I mean, what do you think? I mean, Roman Reigns versus Solo SummerSlam? Would that be the match?
Would that be too soon?
You think so?
I'm saying, would it? Would it be too soon? It just seems like for that big of a blow-off match, the guy who hijacked the bloodline, it seemed like that would be a longer build to it instead of Roman Reigns popping up at their Money in the Bank and be like, oh, here we are, 3 weeks later, match. It seemed like it'd be a longer build. It seems like it might be going on to Bloodline Wolfpack at War Games, right? That's what everyone's speculating that's where it's leading to. But Roman versus Solo, I don't know when you fit that in if it's not SummerSlam, to your point. If you're going Survivor Series, Bloodline versus Bloodline, when do you go one-on-one? Unless you push that back to Mania.
Right. So, because I don't necessarily see the Roman versus Solo being the match at WrestleMania.
No, not at all.
I just don't. Especially
Maybe
with
night one?
The Rock. No, I'm sorry. I just really don't see it with Solo being like a WrestleMania main event guy. I not yet, at least. I just don't.
It's very fascinating what they're doing with Solo. How Solo in NXT was the same character on the main roster, this brute, quiet warrior, the street warrior in NXT, as he was called. And then Roman leaves, suits, fancy attire, red shoes, red shirt. Of course, you got where did the stylist come from? Like, where was his style?
I don't know. There's something about it. I'm just not buying with him.
Unless Big Brother left, little brother's filling in. Like, oh, I want to just play Big Brother, and Roman was.
That's what it feels like.
But even Roman wasn't wearing suits though. He was wearing T-shirts and Nike with his symbol on it. It just seems like that. We all know this where it's going. That's where they're pushing it. That's where it seems like it's going. And I'm curious what the payoff's going to be. And if it's going to be Solo Roman one-on-one, it has to be at Mania. But where in the card did you put Roman Reigns in the main event? Roman Reigns is the main event.
There's no way in hell that's going to be Mania. I really don't see that being Mania at all.
Okay. I'm not saying it is. I'm throwing things out there because I don't see it in one-on-one. SummerSlam.
Maybe Royal Rumble. Maybe
Royal Rumble is the only other option because I think Survivor Series is, if you're going to do Blood and Guts year after year, not Blood and Guts, AEW shout out, War Games, you have to do Bloodline versus Bloodline.
Right.
What other storyline is there going into Survivor Series?
It'll be interesting to see. I think we all know it's going to lead to this. It's just the timeline. It's a matter of when. When is this happening? I think that's the biggest question. And I think we have a little nugget here where we're in the very beginning of phase 1. But Putty, moving on to other news here, going to AEW with Shane McMahon. Putty, you hear about this?
Yes.
Wrestle Features at Wrestle Features. Conrad Thompson revealed on Grilling JR that he received a text from a friend who claimed Shane McMahon has reached out to AEW talent about hypothetically joining the company. Imagine Shane in AEW. My God. That would be wild. But the thing is, what I don't really understand is, what would even be Shane McMahon's role in AEW be? I mean, why?
That's the $1 million question. Why? It would be cool for AEW and the cons to have a McMahon on their payroll.
No, I understand why Tony Khan would want to do this. Trust me, I do.
But what was Shane's role on the E. You know, he was Daddy's son. He was the money. You know, he was given this to general manager on SmackDown, yeah, when it went live. He would come and go whenever he felt like, because he was Shane McMahon. But where does he fit in AEW's roster? I would feel if the opportunity is there, they would have to take it. Just to say they have a McMahon working for AEW just for that headline.
Just for that.
Yeah, and you don't need to do anything. Put him backstage. Yeah. Put him in creative. That's all you need to fucking do. Oh, McMahon's on the Khan's payroll. That's all you need.
Make him a custodian. Like, I don't know.
Even. It's intriguing. We never thought this would happen before, but now that there is no McMahon running the E, where else would they go?
Can you imagine tuning into AEW Dynamite and all of a sudden you hear, "Here comes the money, here comes the money"? Like, that would be the biggest pop.
Huge. It would just shake the foundation of this industry for not creative wise, not for in-ring talent wise, not for product wise, just the fact that McMahon is on a rival company. And this ain't him buying Nitro. You know, this is
right. This is so different. It's so different.
Yeah, this is what he do without his father's approval. Would his father care at this point? It's just crazy to think about. And now here, fantasy booking wise, may not be a fantasy anymore. I would love to see it because I love Shane McMahon, and I don't see him on the current product, especially with his father not in control. And they are alleged. I'm using air quotes here. Tension between him and Triple H. Why not go for it? He still delivers in the ring. He's still in his prime, except for the fact that he took one jump and broke his Achilles.
But why would Shane want to do this, though? Other than to give like a fuck you to TKO and the Triple H and maybe his dad.
I don't think it's a fuck you. It's just like, you know, I still want to do this. I love doing it. I know I'm good. You guys didn't not want to give me the opportunity to do it because that was the tension at Royal Rumble last year. Where Vince wanted to do this and he broke away. Shane
be like an in-ring talent more so, or to
he would be an in-ring talent.
What?
Occasionally, he would like he would do the same thing he's doing now. He would in-ring talent. He would key figure backstage, maybe managerial role, maybe make his own faction, and lead. Well, this is the McMahon faction. You know what? McMahon's no talent. The way McMahon's have picked The Rock, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold,
dude,
John Cena.
This will be wild.
I'm a McMahon now.
This will be wild.
I have my father's eye for talent. Let me pick Ricky Starks. Let me pick Brian Cage. Let me pick whoever.
Or would he just pick his WWE guys? You know, and do like some sort of
invasion angle, maybe
the WWE versus WCW, AEW type of thing.
Easily could do that route. There's so many possibilities here. It's all a matter of would Shane sign with AEW, and at this point, I don't see him signing with WWE. If his contract's null and void,
right?
If he's reaching out to other talent, it seems like it is, or coming up to an end. But that would shake the foundation. I'm not saying for the better, but it would shake the foundation.
Totally, it's a game changer. It's an absolute game changer. If Shane McMahon hops over to AEW, like, what a time to be a wrestling fan, man! Like,
yep.
I still just don't fully get it from like Shane's perspective, though. Like, there's no way Vince would give him his blessing
to go to AEW. That's not even part of the company anymore. Like, if Vince was still on the chair on the board,
but yeah, but think about this. But Vince built WWE up. Vince made WWE.
He did. Now it's gone. He has no say. He's not even involved.
By their own doing, though. They sold it. They're the ones that sold it.
No, I'm saying, but he was still on the board. It's like, with all this fucking nonsense going on, he's no longer part of the company. So where does it leave Shane? Stephanie can get a job easily because she's not really as much an on-screen talent that she is. She's more of a backstage corporate person.
Stephanie does. She has a job at WWE now.
No.
I thought she did. I thought she wound up quietly.
I have not heard that.
Getting a job back.
I did not hear that at all. So
I'm almost positive after like WrestleMania. Doesn't matter.
Want to make a bet?
I know. I don't care.
Okay. Fair enough. Neither do I. But Shane, though, I don't know. I'm making facial expressions for those who are not watching, but it's just, I don't know what he could do. unless just namesake. I just think like that's what they need. Like we have a.
Can you imagine like Shane? Shane's always been like a risk taker. You know, like.
Yeah.
Imagine Shane with some of these AEW talents, like the type of shit that he could possibly get himself into.
Yeah, it's endless. Again,
he might die.
He almost did at WrestleMania, right?
Literally.
And now,
literally, he might die.
Yeah, it's just see what happens. He definitely created his own faction. Maybe I don't think an invasion angle unless they go that route. But now we're smart. Internet nowadays, you can't do an invasion angle. It worked in the '90s.
You'd have to be really smart with it, but like. Yeah, I mean, dude, there's a lot of different possibilities here with Shane McMahon. Is this going to be real? Is it not? Is this
also doesn't seem like
it's a friend just making up?
Doesn't seem like there's a place in TKO. Doesn't like TKO wants him. So if he has a love and his brilliance and passion, brilliance for this business, if you guys don't want me, I'll go elsewhere.
Or maybe the McMahons should start their own company and start from scratch. Who knows?
I don't believe that.
Buddy. That's all we have for the news.
It's time for this week's TV Takedown.
Marcus, what was trending in the world of TV this week?
All right, buddy. So you're not going to believe this. Let's kick it off with some TNA. Yeah?
Wow. Okay.
Wow. I know. So
heat wave here in the East Coast. Apparently hell's frozen over. Mark, what's going on?
AO at KXNGAO. Sure, let's go with that.
That was the name-o?
Yeah. WWE has sent Tatum Paxley through the Prohibited Portal to face Jordynne Grace. Unfortunately, there was no video package, so I'm not really sure who she is. Hashtag TNA against all odds. Intriguing. There's been like some mixed reactions about this, but a lot of people are very excited to see Tatum Paxley be the one to challenge Jordynne Grace for the Knockouts Championship. Some people are a little confused by this move. Putty, what are your thoughts? Was Tatum Paxley the right choice to enter that Prohibited Portal?
She was one of several choices to be made. You know, as many were. I was following this on the timelines, whatever you were following. And it was announced Tatum Paxley, and it made sense based on what happened at the NXT event, Battleground. And it made sense on her character they were doing for the last couple months. So it made sense, but was it a letdown? Yeah. But who else would it have been? Many people were, the front runner was Natty. Okay. Natty still would have lost. It would have been a good match, but Natty would have lost.
I think that would have been better though, because Tatum Paxley, like, okay, it's not a knock at Tatum Paxley, but like, really, what has she done in NXT? Right? Not necessarily a whole lot per se, you know. And to like a casual fan, they may not know who Tatum Paxley is, and I think that was some of the case here. You know, on Twitter from what I've seen. And
if you're watching TNA, you know who Tatum Paxley is.
Okay, easy. Clearly not. So Jordynne Grace beating Tatum Paxley, I feel like, yeah, I mean, it's huge that, like, you know, a TNA talent beat a WWE star, but, like, you know, if she were to beat someone like Natty, I think that would go a longer way. For sure. And it would have been a great match. And I know Jordynne Grace really wanted that match.
Makes sense. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. But Tatum Paxley, again, has much of a letdown when you do these open challenges. And if it's anybody but who you want it to be, it's going to be a letdown. And I don't think Tatum Paxley is anybody's big new card. No. Storyline-wise, it makes sense for her character, but her character is not in TNA. So those TNA fans don't know who the fuck she is. They know her name because if you're watching TNA, you're watching NXT and WWE. So you know who she is. You may not know her character, what she's doing currently, but what they did on Battleground, it made sense. Natty would have made sense just for random effect. I've also seen people on X saying they did not want Natty. Natty would have been a letdown as well for whatever reason, whatever.
Oh,
but
that's
just
bullshit.
when you go to these,
I feel like Natty has a bunch of haters.
When you go to these open challenges, whoever comes out, you're gonna have haters. So no matter who it is, it could have been Natty. You still would have haters. It could have been fucking Roxanne. You could have been haters. It could have been fucking Charlotte Flair. You still would have had haters.
Right.
That's the danger of these open challenges.
I think, honestly, like, you're right. You're right to a certain extent there. I just think, like, honestly, like, as cool as it was, I feel like it didn't really do that much for Jordan Grace and for TNA. Like, again, like, if you had Natty in there, it would have been a great match, and everyone would have known who she was, right? And that would have been, I think, a bigger deal. The fact that Jordan Grace beat Natty in a TNA ring.
Yeah, I hard to argue that.
I understand, but why it wasn't Roxanne. I think there were probably some people that really thought it was going to be Roxanne.
It could have been.
There's no way.
No.
There's no way WWE.
Because then that leads to a rubber match, and you can't have a rubber match with two champions interpromotional. I
mean, you could. You could, because this. I mean, we're going to get into it a little bit later, but I feel like this relationship is a longer lasting thing than we might think here. But I think WWE, not to say TNA wasn't protective of Jordan Grace, because like I feel like they still had an angle there. Like the way Jordan Grace lost, she lost strong. But I feel like there's no way in hell like WWE is going to have their champion lose.
No, absolutely not. No. Not on their programming, not on their other promotions programming. No, not at all.
No, so like that's why I understand why it wasn't Roxanne. I think those were the only real choices, though, that would have made sense.
Again, anybody else would have been a disappointment. You could have Lolo Vice out. It still would have been a disappointment.
No.
I mean, Tatum Paxley is the bottom of the barrel. But from what I heard, I've not seen this match, but I heard it was a good match. I heard it was an impressive match.
Yeah, the match was fine from what I saw.
It's just, okay.
Well,
what happens next?
Yeah. It was just, what happens next? And I don't know, it seems like there might be more coming soon. Like, hey, WWE's in love with Jordan Grace. So
yeah, who isn't?
Right. I can't blame him. But, Putty, moving on here, going on to Clash at the Castle. Clash of Champions. What the hell am I talking about?
Too many shots of wrestling.
Big title change here. This was kind of unexpected. Crispy Wrestling at Crispy Wrestling was not expecting Jade and Bianca to lose the titles this soon at all. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn getting that huge home... Isla, excuse me, sorry, the way this is written. And Isla Dawn getting that huge home country moment is incredible and so happy for them. Definitely shocker of the night. Yeah, couldn't agree more. I mean, I was shocked as hell to see that. I had to do like a double take. But Putty, like, also that was trending was Jade Cargill. A lot of remarks about her botch per se. What do you think's next here for Jade Cargill? I mean, do you think this is taken too soon? What's going on here?
It's tough to answer, because I thought they were in a prime position. You have Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair face-to-face at the Rumble. That's the match everyone wanted to see. Two powerhouse badasses going at it one-on-one would be great. But let's team them up. Made perfect sense. Especially Jade, getting her comfortable in the WWE style, getting her more... She's still very green, but 2 years, 3 years into this business, not even. So teaming her with Bianca worked well. You see, she was very protected in these tag team matches. Her flaws did show. I was surprised as well. Good for Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, though.
What do you think her flaws are, though? I mean, like that rope botch could have happened to anyone.
They're saying her flaws are her selling, her movements, the moves. She can't last too long in the rings.
Okay, dude, she's
don't
built
argue
like
with
a
me.
monster.
Don't argue with me, please. Let's move on. It's just what's next for her? It was very surprising. I felt that she was in a good spot with Bianca. Bianca was a good way to help her bridge into what she was doing and what W wants her to do. I thought they'd be champions for a long time. Good for Isla and Alba. Great opportunity for them. Triple H said it wasn't because they were in Scotland. It was because they were in Scotland. What's next for them? I don't know. I hope they stay a team. Hope they were getting championships later down the road, because I feel like them together maybe build something to Mania.
Do you think that was like to make up for what happened with Drew?
No, not at all. Oh, for Scotland fan wise, no, because I don't think they give a shit at the time. That was forgotten when that happened with Drew. I think it was for the performers themselves. Again, well deserved. They were fucking badass women. They deserve it. They've been a team that have been forgotten on the main roster. So good for them. I just hope Bianca and Jade stay a team. Maybe something happens at the Rumble and it leads to Mania. We'll see what happens. But like, I'm a Jade fan. I mean, I'm not hating her. I know people are hating on her for some.
Yeah, I don't get the hate.
People hate for whatever reason.
I think the hate comes from the fact that she left AEW. I think there are a lot of people that hate her because of that, because of this whole tribalism bullshit.
It's garbage. We don't partake that here on the show.
Yeah, no. But I also do recognize, like, while even she was in the AEW, there were people that were not liking her style of wrestling. Oh, she's too WWE, and she was very much WWE-esque. I feel like in AEW. The way she was presenting herself, the way how she moved, etc., etc. Like, she just screams WWE superstar, and I think it's unfair for. I mean, look, Braun Breaker had a botch on Monday Night Raw, but no one's saying anything about that. Go back to the PC.
It was called botches on the top rope, apparently. That was trending for a while because they were blaming the top rope and blaming the talent, and it was just like, oh, it shit happens.
Every wrestler has botched in their lives. Even the great Shawn Michaels, even the great Undertaker, they have botched, people. Calm down. You try getting in the ring for 5 minutes and see what you can do.
Not me.
Fucking
not
Christ.
Me, right? Not me.
No,
people, right?
not you. I'm just saying, like, the people that
love to hate,
that bitch about a botch.
People love to bitch
right.
and hate. Keyboard warriors.
Oh God, they look for any excuse. But anywho,
one of my favorite memes I saw years ago was that, oh man, that bitch didn't stick the landing on that fucking triple axle. It's some fat guy in his underwear eating pizza. That's the same thing, dude. Like, I don't criticize people because I'm not in there. It's just shit happens, mistakes happen. It's a high risk maneuver for a reason.
It's like when you see like a kicker in the NFL miss like a 55-yarder against the wind.
Yeah.
And you have some fat asshole back in his basement just like, oh, I could have made that. Like, yeah, really? Really?
Yep.
No. Stop. Let's stop pretending we can do what these people do.
Not at all.
Anywho, Jade Cargill, what's next for her? I mean, this was a shocker. Like, I really thought they would build them more. I don't necessarily know if Jade is ready to go into that feud with Bianca. I think we're going to get there eventually. It's hard to say where to go next. I do hope they still team as well. Like, not to say that Jade needs protection. I don't know, man.
Not protection, just guidance. I mean, there's a big story. Somebody it was a long post, but someone posted them walking back from Clash at the Castle, and you see Bianca lifting her chin up, saying, "Keep your head up, not a defeat, moving forward." It could be storyline wise, as far as we know.
Yeah,
but it still have that pairing that this is not AEW, this is WWE. There's mean
also
story going forward.
They weren't pinned.
True.
So, like, you know, maybe a rematch is due. Maybe they win it back. Maybe this was just like a feel good thing for oh my God, I'm blanking, for Isla and
Alba Fire.
Yes, thinking Alba Fire. Like, maybe that was just like a feel good moment for them. We've seen that happen before.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just ask Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
Hell, maybe they'll win it on SmackDown right after the show airs. Maybe that'll happen.
Man,
but,
go for SmackDown.
Buddy, moving on though here, going to Monday Night Raw. A couple things happened. Let's kick it off from Clash into Monday Night Raw, actually, shall we? So a couple things happened here back to back. Let's start with Clash at the Castle. JD from NY 206. CM Punk as the referee. Brilliant. McIntyre screwed again. Scotland is heartbroken. And to follow that up, what happened the next night on Monday Night Raw, or 2 nights later, Monday Night Raw? Wrestling News at Wrestling News Co. To quote Drew McIntyre, "Screw this company, I quit." Buddy, what is going on here? We know the build was supposed to be CM Punk to Drew McIntyre, most likely at SummerSlam. CM Punk will be commenting in Chicago with SmackDown about his status. What do you think's going on here, buddy? we know there's no way Drew McIntyre really quit, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. If it did, they wouldn't show the video. They wouldn't show the backstage video. He just signed. He just re-signed for like 5 years, I think it was. So he's not.
Yeah, it's a big contract.
Yeah,
it's a big deal.
You can't quit in the middle of this.
Or is he pulling like a CM Punk?
No.
That's what I think. He's like trolling CM Punk.
Maybe.
No, I'm saying
storyline. Maybe.
Yeah.
To me, Monday morning quarterback, looking at this, someone who's watched the E my whole life, what have we seen? We'll see a wrestler backstage to go out to their match, right? They'll go through the curtains and the camera cuts to the stage. Or vice versa. A superstar will go through the stage, and they'll cut to them coming out of the curtain. You don't see a gorilla position, right? It's all relatively a new thing we're doing. In Vince's era, the most we've gotten was being interviewed right before they left the curtain in gorilla. But now that what they're doing is you'll see somebody backstage walking backstage through gorilla to the curtain out to the stage. It's a new camera. I like the camera shot. It's a nice camera shot.
Oh, the production's been amazing.
What we had here was Drew outside the stage, walking through the curtain, going through gorilla, talking to Triple H, and then exiting gorilla. So going through the curtain from the stage and exiting the curtain through gorilla, leading us to see what happened, what gorilla looks like, in contrast to what we saw at the end of the show. So I feel like just that singular shot was just to help contrast. Oh, this is what it looks like. Holy shit! Now it looks like this. I mean, just visually, that's what I'm thinking. Storyline wise, it's definitely leading to Punk coming back and a match at SummerSlam, easily, if he's cleared. Rumor he's cleared. If you watch the post-game press conference, he's going to be evaluated on Monday. So, but somehow he's coming back. I just feel like that whole thing was set up to see what Gorilla looks like.
The fact that he got involved in the match at Clash at the Castle, there's a referee. Like, he got cleared just to ref. I mean, dude, he's on the verge of coming back. Like I'm sure like he could be good to go for Money in the Bank. I'm no expert. I'm not a doctor, but like,
don't rush it.
Why? But yeah, exactly. Why would you? That would make no sense storyline wise and everything like that. You don't rush that, especially when you have a big marquee event right around the corner, and you've been building a storyline up since CM Punk's return. Like, boom, let's go.
Like
let's
Drew
make
quit.
this SummerSlam.
Drew quit just to excel the storyline or give the storyline a pause until WrestleMania on SummerSlam. How many more weeks can he do this? So let's give it a pause. It was just a camera angle for me to show Gorilla before. Drew's coming back. Drew will be back, in 4 weeks' time after Money in the Bank. Somehow. Now he's quit. Punk's not cleared. Maybe Punk gets to a match and Drew comes back. Just opens up many more possibilities of how this evolves in the SummerSlam in Cleveland.
Oh, dude, SummerSlam's shaping up to be a massive event.
Yes, sir.
Massive event.
Can't wait.
Is this year they're going 2 nights or they're going one, right?
2 years. 2026, they're going in 2 nights.
That's crazy.
What's happening in 2025, we don't know yet. Nobody knows.
And like I feel like there was a lot of backlash about them possibly going 2 nights for SummerSlam. So I think this is a SummerSlam where they try to prove like, yeah, this deserves 2 nights.
Maybe they have 2 years to do it, this year and next year. I don't know why they did it 2 years in advance. We know why, politics-wise, but creatively, see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm intrigued, man. Like, I'm a big CM Punk fan.
Bigger Drew McIntyre fan.
I do love Drew McIntyre. Yeah, we do know that. My God, man. This is not going to be a wrestling match. It's going to be straight up fight. That's what I'm excited to see.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. Probably let's move on here. Shall we? Sticking to Monday Night Raw. You're talking about Gorilla. Dude, like everyone died.
Yep.
Like, that was wild. Gorilla position at WWE GP. Uncle Howdy's Wyatt Sick6 arrived spectacularly on Raw. Powerful, intense, emotional. It was flawless in Bray's honor. But as stunning as it was, Bray's genius didn't often translate into Sensical. I'm sorry. Let me repeat this. Pause.
No pause. I don't edit it no more. Straight through. One take.
No. All right. So Uncle Howdy made his debut with the Wyatt Sick on Monday Night Raw. Here's a tweet from Gorilla Position WWE GP. Uncle Howdy's Wyatt Sick arrived spectacularly on Raw, powerful, intense, emotional. It was flawless in Bray's honor, but as stunning as it was, Bray's genius didn't often translate into sensible pro wrestling booking. For Triple H, the real test begins now. I do agree with that, buddy. Like, love Bray Wyatt. I think there were a lot of complaints about, like, you know, how some of the stuff may have made sense. This was the perfect debut. This probably will go down as top 5 debuts of all time in wrestling. But where did it go from here? How did they make this make sense storyline wise for the long term?
No clue. You're asking the wrong person. As a wrestling fan my whole life, I have no clue where they go from here. It's the same thing. Like, I was so excited about this debut just for the unveiling. What happens next? Like, how do you unveil everybody? And they did in the manner in which they did. It was spectacular. I've watched it numerous times just because it was so amazingly done. But what do? Do you have this guy wearing a rabbit head and a fucking pig mask wrestling against the New Day in a couple of weeks? No.
By the way, those masks look insanely good.
Again, I'm so happy they're doing this for me personally because I feel like this is not something that they've done in the last 8 months. This is something that's been going on. This was the original plan with Bray Wyatt. So instead of wasting these masks, instead of wasting these costumes, let's put them to use. Let's honor the man. So I feel like they're doing a good job in that aspect. It's just, at first, we all know who they are. They're not hiding who they are. So these masks should come off if they're wrestling. But then how do you dissociate why is this guy wearing a rabbit head? There's so many questions. I don't understand how they interact this in the world of professional wrestling. And
how badass would it be if they do wrestle in those masks?
That would be badass. I mean, that's the only thing that would keep it alive, kayfabe alive, but I don't know how they keep them on, while they're, especially those elaborate masks. It's not like it's wearing a cane mask.
Right.
A huge fucking rabbit head, pig, crow head.
And by the way, is Chad Gable alive? Like,
no, I do not believe so. According to Wikipedia, is not. Rest in peace.
Right, Wikipedia's real. I know that.
And that's another thing. Chad Gable lost everything. He lost the Alpha Academy. He's now back in the line for the IC title chase, what the thing he covets most. And he lost his family. And there were a couple of superstars laid out on the floor, allegedly. If you look back, you can see a couple of them. But now he's dead. Or incapacitated. How does he come back?
Was Triple H one of the guys down there?
His name was mentioned. His name was quote-unquote confirmed, but physically he was not there. I thought I saw Braun Strowman, but the tattoos did not line up. Cody Rhodes was a alleged victim, but he wasn't there that night, so why would he be a victim? So I don't know.
Also, I saw today on a Pat McAfee show how it ended.
Oh, man. God bless Pat McAfee. God bless him.
So is Pat McAfee dead?
Are his boys dead?
Or is Pat McAfee with Aaron Rodgers? Like, well,
maybe Aaron Rodgers is dead.
Maybe.
It's just, first of all, they can't be dead.
No,
but something
can't
be
dead.
You got to keep it this horror thing. I asked a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, he had young kids who's diehard wrestling fans. When The Fiend debuted, I'm like, that's fucking scary shit for a little kid. I was pissing my pants with The Undertaker. This is far more scary than The Undertaker. They didn't really seem to care. They weren't focusing. They weren't paying attention. So I asked Green Man, he goes, I want to show him tonight. He never got back to me in time for the show. But for little kids, this is fucking scary.
It's dark.
They don't differentiate between, they don't know what kayfabe is. They don't know what wrestling is.
Right.
This is scary shit, man.
Someone brought up a theory that maybe it's kind of like a la the Avengers, when it was like foreshadowing of like future events.
Okay.
Like, was this that? There was similar type of camera angles too, that they brought up. It made me wonder: could this be foreshadowing?
Talk about camera angles, dude. That one, it was just a single camera shot in and out.
Yeah.
It was well done, and it's like those guys got to be so excited backstage. You have your main event of your show going on, but fuck them. We got to do fucking this. We got to get the blood going. We got to get everybody in position. It must have been so electric backstage.
Oh my god,
This
totally.
moment. And here we are, showtime.
Dude, I feel like everyone's just like, fuck Kevin Dunn.
Maybe
Like Kevin Dunn overrated.
it was
This is phenomenal.
again. But how does this transition into the world of professional wrestling? Someone said a good quote. I forgot where it was, Twitter or Facebook or something. Like, let Triple H cook. Let's see what happens. Because I think it was Vince Russo said this is going to fail within a month. All right, if it does, it does.
That.
I mean, many people want this to fail because it's not Bray Wyatt, but here we are honoring his legacy. If you want this to fail, go fuck yourselves. Let's sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
I don't want this to become what the Retribution became. Because the Retribution, I feel like the Retribution could have been something cool, and it wound up being a complete letdown.
Big time.
And I think Triple H, this is probably going to be the biggest challenge that he has yet as a booker, because you have to be so careful with this, like you do. It's easy to book yourselves into a corner with this.
Because you're not only creating a new faction here, you're not only introducing new characters. It's the Wyatt family. It's Bray Wyatt's characters.
So that's another level.
There's
That's
so
another
much
level.
more to this that either people are going to accept it no matter what because it's Bray Wyatt, or people are going to hate on it because Bray Wyatt's not involved. That you're shutting his legacy out. I think you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. When Bray Wyatt passed, you weren't here, but Green Man was here. And I felt like one of my favorite things about Bray Wyatt being reintroduced to us was the brilliance they did it with. The QR codes, the Easter eggs backstage. I'm like, you can't do that again. Apparently you can. They did a fucking phenomenal job, but here I am, somebody who's watching all these QR codes, watching all these videos. Some QRs let you do like 10 videos of missing psychiatrists, notes on random porches. It was just, they did an amazing job. And here we are. How's that payoff lead? Now into the main roster. I'm very excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm excited for all the talent involved as well. It's going to be a good crew. I hope they're protected, honestly. But moving on, Putty, we have to move on here. Another big deal happened in NXT. Putty, Scott Fishman at SM Fishman tweets, I love the NXT&A era. Joe Hendry is a dang star. That reaction says it all. Putty, what do you think, man? Is it time to believe in Joe Hendry?
I'm sorry, who you asking? Because I've been believing for a while. I mean, it's just you now are coming aboard here. I mean, those references too. Say his name and he appears. It's been on Raw. It's been on Clash at the Castle, NXT twice. So it's definitely leading to something. Battleground as well. So that was the rumor. They're hot on him. Let's bring him in. And they brought him in. It was great. Loved it. I love how he got a full entrance with his song.
Mic time.
Everything. Mic time. Frankie Kazarian standing in the ring, holding his dick, doing nothing. Like, why not mention this man who did actually something in the Rumble? Yeah, it's exciting. And I understand everyone's frustration that he got eliminated right away, but that seemed to be building to something bigger.
Right. And he had the interaction with Shawn Michaels backstage.
Who wouldn't love that?
It sounds like, based on like that quick little promo backstage with Shawn Michaels, it sounds like maybe he could appear in Raw. Maybe he could appear in SmackDown.
Anytime.
Any show anytime, he said. And you see the numbers, by the way? Let's talk about
Record
that.
number, yeah. Please talk.
The highest, was it the most viewed segment since WrestleMania 40.
Yep.
And then also beat out Uncle Howdy's debut with the Wyatt Sick6.
Oh, wait, really? That was surprising.
Yeah.
I did not hear that. That's very surprising.
Yeah. That's a big deal.
Huge. That's massive. Wow.
Right, like it's surprising because like TNA is such a small network, so you think like not many people know who some of these people are. Clearly, that's not the case, Because Jordan Grace, big pop. You know, you look at Joe Hendry, probably bigger pop.
Going back to what you've introduced to the show, again, I watch this stuff, right? Because I have nothing to do. But most people watch these via clips. So people aren't sitting down in front of the TV to watch TNA Thursday nights. They're watching the YouTube clips, the Instagram reels, TikToks, whatever, Friday morning, Friday afternoon. And he's one of those guys that's, you know, clippable worthy. His songs, his promos. You don't watch TNA, but you know who he is if you're on social media. He's a draw. And he made a statement, man. He made a powerful statement, and now he's on NXT.
I think you just hit it on the head right there. You hit it on the head right there, because Jordan Grace is also very good with social media. Very good. But like, she's also equally as good in the ring. Sometimes there could be a disconnect. Some people are better at marketing themselves than actual talent. I'm not going to name names.
Ooh, please
but
name names.
I'm not. But sometimes that could be the case. And sometimes you also see some people phenomenal in the ring, but you don't know who their name is because they're just not that good at marketing. Again, I'm not going to name names. But Jordan Grace is one of the few, I would say, like, it's equal. Joe Hendry, I always thought he was like perfect for like WWE, honestly. Like, just his charisma, just what he brings to it character wise. You know, he's someone that may not ever be a world champion main event worthy in WWE, but like, you know, we've seen R-Truth, what he became. Santino. You know, like Santino.
A former guest host on the show introduced me to this man, Joe Hendry, and he creates these songs and these parody songs and whatever. And what he's done in TNA with these songs, you know, his opponents has just been knocking it out of the park. Then he's in the middle of the ring with a guitar in his hands and cuts a parody, of Creed's "I'll Take You Higher" against Top Dollar.
That was great.
Something you don't watch TNA, but you know about it. This guy's must-see clip draw.
Yeah.
So again, for those of you who don't know who he is on TNA, but you know the name, you know the man because of the clips and reels and whatever else they're called. Yeah, man, he's done a great job, and he's killing it. And he's one of those things that will probably bye-bye TNA when it's
right.
out.
Like, you can't help but think about that. Like, when you see these numbers, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. How can WWE not think, well, that's another one I had to list. We got to scoop this person up too.
And again, as much of this can benefit TNA, but it doesn't seem to transition the viewers to Impact, or I don't know the pay-per-view buy rates were for whatever the pay-per-view name was. They're just opening the doors up for TNA WWE to pick out their talent. That was
pretty much.
I forgot who it was, but that was a criticism of this deal. Okay, good. That's what TNA's there for, man. Now, that's their position of being minor leagues, developmental. All right, here, let's develop them, give you a character. All right, on your way. If they know their place, if they know their role, and they're happy with it, great. God bless.
I don't know. I think there's something more at play here. I'm not too sure what.
You gave us Jordan Grace, you gave us Joe Hendry, you gave him Frankie Kazarian. We're giving you Tatum Paxley? Something's got to be not reciprocal.
Right. Is WWE buying TNA? Is that what's going to happen?
Buying? No, I don't think so. But it's just...
Or merge or something? Or is TNA just going to go out of business? I don't necessarily know.
I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. I feel like TNA is going to be their ECW in the 90s.
I don't know. I think it's going to be... This is interesting. I'm dying to see how this plays out completely. Again, I said before, I think this is one of those things that's going to be, this is a long-term relationship, I think longer than we initially anticipated. But, Putty, we have to move on here. Going on to, actually, that's it. That's all we have.
I forgot we with the one here. No, nothing want to.
No, again, sorry everyone. Like, I'm so used to being doing Friday Night SmackDown, but here we are. We're done.
So we're done. We're called Thursday nights now, so we're missing SmackDown. So whoever gets killed on SmackDown, we don't know. I'm interested to see how the Wyatt Sick now comes over to SmackDown. It's interesting. It's very interesting, again, how it portrays in 2 months' time going to SummerSlam, what the Wyatt Sick6 are going to be on the card. That's a different story. We'll do that when the time comes. But right now, let's sit back and enjoy the show. And on that note, Marcus, talking about enjoying the show, hope y'all enjoyed the show. Marcus, any go-home thoughts for you?
So I went to my 20-year high school reunion recently.
How'd that go?
It was interesting.
You tell everybody you were an actor. Yeah, you were on Blue Bloods. You have a daughter. You're a co-host of A Shot of Wrestling.
No, well, that's the thing.
BCW Women's Heavyweight Champion.
So that's the thing. I didn't have to say a word pretty much. They all knew all of that. Like they came up to me, like basically telling me my whole life.
Well, aren't you Mr. Popular?
It was wild. It was a lot of fakeness, I feel like, going on.
Did you bring your wife?
If I'm gonna be honest, no, I didn't. She had no interest.
Any ladies? Any past crushes from high school rekindle or talk to you or that?
Yeah,
or that just in the movies.
Actually, that did happen. Someone I used to be very good friends with, but also like there was like a will they won't they type of thing. We talked, but yeah, I mean, dude, she's actually going through something right now herself. But like, we talked, man. We
she's a shoulder to cry on.
Yeah, you want to talk?
Please.
I'm married. I'm happily taken. But
it happened. No, I mean it was the after party, the show on Apple TV. Same thing happened, dude. Just letting you know.
It was interesting though. It was interesting to see like the fakeness that was going on there because like some of these people like were not necessarily nice to me in high school, but yeah, they were just like, "Oh my God, I saw you on TV. I saw you in this show. Blah blah blah. You did so good. Blah blah blah. Oh, this Mark. I always knew that he was gonna, that he was gonna be successful. That he was gonna make it. We used to be friends in high school." I'm like, we were never friends. You never believed in me. In fact, you were pretty mean to me. Like, it's just wild. It's just wild how people act when you have like a small level or whatever deemed success in their eyes.
True. Did you have fun though? Did you enjoy yourself outside of that?
I know I did. Like, it's funny. Like, I kind of anticipated that was going to happen, and I got a kick out of it. I had some fun with it, but no, I had a good time. Like, reconnecting with people that I've seen forever. A lot of people look good. They look the same. Some people look very different in a bad way. It was good. I needed a night out.
I went to my 5-year high school reunion. It was fun.
5-year reunion?
Yeah, it was fun. I had a good time. It was fun talking to people. Again, like a lot of fakeness, people you recognize and bullshit with. But yeah, then afterwards we went to a bar and by my house. We had a good time. And it was just like, I don't have any interest in going back. I would love to go back if I had something to talk about. I'm not successful in anything, really. Nothing to brag about. It's just, I don't need to be fake amongst a bunch of fake people.
Right.
Okay?
I'm so tired of fakeness.
There's a lot of people in high school I'd like to reconnect with and talk to, but I'm okay. I'm all right. If I ever do go back, I would like to go back at least once because my high school has been completely renovated. There's a lot of new upgrades, technologically wise. Just like
they did it at your high school?
Yeah, it's in the high school cafeteria.
Oh, wow. No, we did ours like at the West Islip bar.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, our reunions are at the high school cafeteria, but our proms are in the Marriott Marquis Times Square. It's like such a...
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's such a... What doesn't level up here?
It's funny. Like, so mine was a 20-year reunion.
Yeah.
It was at like a step up above like a dive bar, right? And like we had to pay for all of our drinks. Like not even the first drink was like free.
Yeah, so then mine
gave
better
us,
then, yeah, because
they gave us like free cookies. That was about it.
No,
like, that was it.
Ours was fully catered, full bar, everything was open.
Oh, come on now.
But it was in the cafeteria.
Come on now. For a 5-year?
Yeah, we do good. I went to a very nice high school, so
same.
They do it.
My high school was very nice.
Yeah, it was fully catered, open bar, and then went to a bar afterwards. And I woke up with blood all over my pants. Like, what the fuck happened here?
Sounds like you have a very interesting story.
There was a big part of the night I don't remember. And I see a cut on my hand. I'm like, oh fuck, that's right. I went to do like one of those Corona things.
Oh, you try to get fancy.
No, I didn't. I do what you normally everybody do with a Corona, but the bartender gave me a fucking chipped tip.
Oh.
So when they were trying to pot the bottle cap off, I guess they chipped something and whatever. I haven't been back since. More interest too, unless I date a supermodel. But that's my story. And good times. Go to your high school reunion. Let us know how it went. I always love hearing these stories.
Yeah, it's better than what you think. I really was fully expecting to go with like 2 of my friends, and it was just going to be us and maybe 5 other people. It was like good 60 to 70 people there.
I went to my 20th? I don't think it was 20. Maybe 10 or 15 anniversary. Junior high, 8th grade graduation reunion.
What? That's a thing?
And that was just fucking like, this is a fucking complete waste of my time. This guy's a fucking piece of shit. Loser, and now he's like successful, and get me the fuck out of here.
Oh my god! But yeah, dude, that was my go home thoughts. 20-year high school reunion, fucking unreal. I'm old, but that's all for me, man. I know you're about to ask. You can find me on my website, yourfavoriteactor.com. All my social media links are on there. You can check out Shot of Wrestling, all forms of social media. We're on YouTube. We're on whatever you could listen to your podcasts on. Rate us, follow us, like, subscribe. Give us those 5 stars, man. Give us those 5 stars, please. I think we deserve it. But if you don't, that's fine. Let us know what you think we can improve on, what you like from us, and what you want to see from us in the future. We'll keep it under advisement.
Tom Brady and Bill Belichick never three-peated as Super Bowl champions. Do you know that?
No.
The Birmingham Stallions, congratulations on winning the UFL championship. Amazing. 3-time. It's them and some other team, and I draw in the blank. It's a big team. I just wasn't paying attention. Like, it's very hard to three-peat here in Major League Sports. Congratulations to them. I know you don't care because you're a snob. But yeah, congratulations to them. I can't wait for next season, UFL. And looking forward to this season, 7 days away after the Dolphins destroying the Jets. I'm sorry, your Jets are winning the Super Bowl this year. That's right. I apologize.
I am not one of those fans.
Okay. Craig Carton said you're going 15-2.
He's an idiot.
Make sure you stay tuned to your BCW social medias. BCW's anniversary is coming out sooner rather than later. Check out all the action. Must see. One of the best shows I've seen in years. Check it out. So for Mark Schwann, I am your host at Michael J. Putty. Until next time, party out. Hey baby, I hear the bell ringing, hip tosses and body slams. Oh my. And maybe you seem a bit confused, yeah baby, but I got you pinned. Ha 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 ha. But I don't know what to do when I see them with that golden case. They're cashing it in. Authority all in my face. What is a man to do? Good night, everybody.